You know, when I come in here with the good robe, the HK robe, you know what I'm saying? The shades on. I know I mean business. All right, I know I mean business. Now look, I got a tier list video for y'all. Now this is not gonna be a tier list based off of who I like, what I think a team, you know what I'm saying? This is not gonna be a tier list based off of what I think a team is, like how good they are. It's gonna be a tier list of how I think these teams performed in season 0. All right. All these teams that I'm ranking, it's not about how good I think they are. Like if I think Blix is better than 2K Twins or Blix is better than Two Tac. This is going to be a list based off of how I think these season 0 teams performed this season. All right, what coming into the season week 1 and week 2, like how I thought they was going to perform throughout the rest of the 8 weeks and how they did perform. Okay, this is what my expectations, what the team was going to be, but what they got. It's basically me grading these teams on the season. That's basically what it is. It's a tier from S to F, and it's going to be me grading these teams on what I expected from them this season, and then how, like if they let me down, like if it was good or they let me down. Now, personally, anytime I make lists, I don't like making lists because people sometimes they get, you know what I'm saying, into their feelings about lists. All right, that's why I really haven't made a list since 2K21. But like I said, this list is just how I think teams have performed, what I expected for them to perform, and what they actually performed. All right. Like for example, I expected Team Stage Piece to perform as a F team, as an F tier team, but I had them, you know, higher than that. That's just basically what I'm getting at in it. All right, so nobody take no offense to this. I was retired from the league, the 1v1 me league, by dribbling in a best of 7 last year in game 7. But like I said, if you a partner watching this and you taking offense, don't ever take offense to this. You know what I'm saying? I put down the sticks for a reason. All right, I'm at the table now. I'm just giving my opinion. Let's get into it. All right, now I'm gonna go in order from where I see you here all the way to the down. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in order from where you are here all the way down and think where you should be at. All right, and we're gonna look at the stats to just go over this and, you know, determine why I put them there. All right, and you know, we got our stat tracker brought to us by Drew. So Team Quickster 21-17. They have a good record, 56.8 win percent. Let's look at their strength of schedule. They have the second hardest strength to schedule behind Blix, all right, throughout the whole season. Now, for this one right here, Team Quickster, I feel like they underperformed. They've underperformed. Let me see what their rankings is on the leaderboard. Let me pull up the leaderboard on my iPad right here. They are 7th on the leaderboard and they have no more games left. Now, Team Quickster, I really felt like they were going to be a super dominant team, but they let me down. They've let me down a little bit. But overall, their whole season, 21-16, that's not bad. They still got a 56 win percent. They're still in the green. So they didn't let me down. They just underperformed my expectations. All right, they underperformed my expectations, but I still think they're a really good team. All right, it's just some matches they should not have lost. So for their season, they didn't underperform. I mean, they underperformed in my expectations, but they didn't underperform overall against the stats. Because they're 21-16. I think they could give a run for any team's money in the playoffs if they happen to make it there. So I'm gonna give them an A. All right, I'm gonna give them an A. You know what I'm saying? Because they still got a good record. They still do their thing. They still beat some good teams. All right, Team OFAB. The Team OFAB, man, they're 24-20. Not in the green, in the yellow area. Let's look at their strength of schedule. They've had the second easiest schedule in front of D-Nail. Now, this team, I thought they were gonna go farther. You know, Glizz is such a good guard. Glizz is such a very good guard. His ceiling is high. If he took the time to lab tools each and every day, you know, then I feel like he could really be the best. You know what I'm saying? Because his skill ceiling is really high. All right, Fab is a good center. I like them two together. I just feel like they need to lab more. If they took the time out and put more time into their game on the tools instead of the fives. But I understand how fives is home to some people. Threes is home to some people, and you know they would be better than what they are. But for their season, some of the L's I done seen them take, some of the 2-0 sweeps they've gotten on them, it's like I gotta give them a C. I thought they was gonna be better. I thought they would have been in the B range, you know what I'm saying, doing a little better. All right, Team Paris AI as well, a team that really underperformed to me. You know, when I first seen Team Paris AI and A Cardi on paper, I was like, yeah, they're gonna do their thing. They're gonna really do their thing. They're gonna be up there with the top 5s. You know what I'm saying? They've had the 9th hardest schedule, but their record is 14-20. When I see somebody like Cardi, like I see like a Chad's evil twin. You know what I'm saying? I see Chad's evil twin and Cardi. It's just the shots be 50-50 sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It be 50. Like sometimes they going in a lot, sometimes they not. So in that case, they record been 14-20. They really underperformed from what when I looked at them on paper before the season. I said, oh yeah, they about to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they sitting at number 16. They really underperformed to me, but they go ahead of Paris. I mean, they go ahead of Team OFAB to me. All right, they go ahead of Team OFAB. I still think they like if these two teams went against each other, I think Paris and, you know what I'm saying, I can't even do that. Like, nah, they've underperformed because Team OFAB realistically has had it's like they in the 54%. But we do have to go in strength of schedule as well. OFAB has had the second easiest schedule, so he should like, yeah. So OFAB has had the second easiest schedule. So what am I thinking? They got to go a little lower. They got to go a little lower. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, as Takeover SZN would say, they've been playing plumbers. If they have the second easiest schedule, they've been playing plumbers, and they should have a way better win percent than that because their team is real nice. All right, Team Takeover SZN. All right, Team Takeover SZN. In my personal opinion, I thought they were gonna be shit coming into the season. Okay, I really did, but they weren't. So they exceeded my expectations. I really did not believe in OC Gritty at all. I didn't believe, a soul in my body didn't believe in OC Gritty, but he's came out and showed me that Takeover SZN might need him more than he needs Takeover SZN. You know what I'm saying? Especially towards the end of this season, they 26-18, holding in the top 4. So yeah, I gotta give him an A. They've exceeded my expectations. Okay, I gotta give him an A in front of Quickster because they've exceeded my expectations. The Quickster thing, I might even have to revisit and low-key move him back to a B because really, I thought this was gonna be a top 3 team. But let me go through the list. Team Streaky next. All right, Team Streaky. Let's go ahead and look at the facts and the stats. All right, Team Streaky, 23-15, have the second best record. Holy, I would have never thought. I did not believe in RC and Streaky with the pick Streaky had, and he picked RC. I knew you couldn't count them out. They was one of my sleeper teams, but I did not know their record was gonna be like this, especially ahead of Blix. I did not know it was gonna be like this. 23-15 with a 60.5 win percent, second best record. Right now they're sitting at number 6 in playoff contention. They exceeded my expectations. You know what I'm saying? They exceeded my expectations. At first I was gonna have them in the B range, but no, I gotta put them in the A range as well. That team has exceeded my expectations, and they get an A+ from me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Actually, I gotta revisit this. Let me think about it. Let me see where everybody is at. All right, Team Stage Piece. Team Stage Piece next up. Let's go look at the stats and let's go see what's the facts and what's the nots. All right, Team Stage Piece, 17-23. All right, like relatively, when I seen Team Stage Piece and Miss, I was thinking Miss is gonna be the worst guard in the whole league. But Miss has actually exceeded my expectations this season. So I miss sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, you have exceeded my expectations. Sometimes you be looking like J.R. Smith off the henny, shooting some of your shots. I don't know what your shot selection is sometimes. Let's look at your strength and schedule. I even forgot to look at Streaky's strength and schedule. Okay, Streaky has a 7th, so it's not too bad. Stage Piece was 6th. All right, so with y'all strength and schedule, y'all being, let's see, y'all being 17-23 on the season. I ain't gonna lie, Miss, you've exceeded my expectations. Stage Piece, I already know you probably the best rebounder in the league. 17-23, not too bad, not the best. Not too bad, but not the best. And in my eyes, really, I'm gonna give y'all this little C. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all a C because some of the stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, a high C, like a little C+. All right, y'all not quite in that B range, but y'all got the C range for me. Okay, because when I still look at that team, it only moves me at moments. It doesn't move me all the time. It moves me at moments. You know what I'm saying? Team Two Tac. Team Two Tac. I thought this team like when I seen them at the beginning of the year, I low-key thought Legends Cash Out knew how to play the game. But then at the beginning of the year, you seen the team like Cash Out really don't know how to play the game. He's a rep grinder. But Cash Out actually, once he went to the inside center, once they started meshing after their little therapy session, they did exceed my expectations. I can't lie. Because at first I was like, this team is not coming back from the gutter they're in. But Team Two Tac is sitting at number 8, 22-19 record, 50 above 51%. Something I did not think they was going to do. I did not think they was going to do. So 22-19, above 53. Let's look at their strength of schedule. Strength of schedule, they got the 3rd hardest strength of schedule. I ain't gonna lie, they exceeded my expectations crazy. All right, and now look, this is not a list based off of like, you know what I'm saying? It's based off of my expectations of what I thought they was gonna do. All right, because at first I was just gonna do this list off of where I think you know what I'm saying, where I think your team kind of ranks. But like now I'm rechanging this, and I'm like, let me do it off what I thought they was gonna do this season. And at first, when I first saw them this season, I thought they was right here. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw them this season, I thought they was right here. It was gonna be in the gutter all season. Cash Out switched. He started like, I mean, he still be, you know what I'm saying, making some plays where you be like, what are you doing? But overall, you've exceeded my expectations. This is basically like me grading you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like me giving y'all a grade. And you know, overall, your grade for the season, from what y'all have done, what they have done with the 3rd hardest strength of schedule, still holding above 51%, and Two Tac turning around with Cash Out with what he had this season. Because like a lot of y'all be saying Cash Out really the worst. Look, I'm not saying it, Cash Out. All right, don't look, I'm not saying it. But look, a lot of people have deemed that, and you know, you got voted that, and Two Tac is working and he getting it done, keeping above 50% with somebody they deem as the worst person in the league. Not me. I'm not deeming that, Cash Out. So I gotta give Two Tac, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give Two Tac an A. I gotta give him a better, no, Streaky's exceeded. Quickster, I'm not gonna lie, Quickster got a drop. I'm thinking about it. I thought Quickster was gonna be top 3. He got a drop to me. These 3 teams, I did not think, like, the thing is, I'm putting them here not off of what I ranked them, but off what expectation I like. You know what I'm saying? How their season went. Like, let me say that. Like, I'm giving them their grades off the season they had. You know what I'm saying? Not like about their strength, like how good they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these teams on paper look good, like Team Quickster, but it's like sometimes they wasn't performing where I thought they should be performing, or they was dropping games I thought they shouldn't be dropping. You know what I'm saying? And I thought Papa Snagger and Quickster was gonna be looking like, you know what I'm saying? But quickly I realized that team doesn't really shape up how I thought it would. All right, Team Young Dirk. Team Young Dirk really going into the season was kind of a mystery with this team for me. It was kind of a mystery with this team for me. Young Dirk 11-14, 44 win percent. His strength of schedule, he's had the 12th hardest. So you know what I'm saying? Honestly, this team to me, honestly, I have to just give him a D. I like Swag X Godly, his game. You feel me? But and Young Dirk been a good 1v1 me player, 1v1 me partner throughout the years. But I just feel like his heart ain't in it no more. Like he looked like he out there and he not like having the best of the time. So I really just think, you know, this team kind of underperformed for me. I would have gave him a C because they was hooping at in like the mid-season. They started bringing it back, looking dominant, but now it's like they've gone to shit, you know? Like I gotta be honest, 13 right now, like they're gone. And you know, at one point, you know, we had Ants saying they the best team, they're gonna win it all. So like building hype around them, and then it's just like I gotta give them a D performance from where they ended out. All right. 2K Twins, okay? 2K Twins. Oh shoot, almost opened the Discord. 2K Twins, let's go back to the strength of schedule. 2K Twins has had the 4th hardest strength of schedule. Their record is 23-20. Played hella games, 43 games, okay. They got a 53 win percent. Honestly, 2K Twins, I thought they was gonna be super dominant. I don't know why. I thought they was gonna be super dominant. But in terms of how their season went, I thought they was gonna do better. I thought their record was gonna do better than a lot of these teams right here. So in terms of where they've ended up, I mean, they're number one right now, but in terms of where their season ended up, I still got to give them an A. You know what I'm saying? I still got to give them an A. They sitting at the number one team right now. They get it done against Blix. I don't know what it is. They get it done against Blix, and the big games matter. That's really what it is. The big games matter. All right, they're not a tools dominant team. Y'all know they come for the threes. They're not a tools dominant team, but they still get it done, and they're still getting into the playoffs and staying together. So I got to give them an A. But these teams, I didn't think Two Tac was gonna have, you know, the record and season he had. I didn't think Streaky was. I didn't think Takeover SZN was. So I gotta put him ahead. All right, I gotta put I thought these three teams was gonna be low-key gutter teams. Really not Streaky. I thought Streaky was a sleeper, but I thought Team Two Tac, Team Takeover SZN was gonna be gutter teams. Okay. Team Toxic. All right, Team Toxic. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta give them a C. I gotta give them a C. Not higher than stage B. Let me look. Hold on. Let me look at the facts real quick. Before I make my opinion. That's why I thank Drew for making this stat tracker. Shout out Drew, man. All right, with the stat tracker, let's see. Team Toxic, the record 18-16. You know, at one point they were down here in the gutter. They were down here in the gutter. Okay, at one point, they've turned it around. Went above a 51%. The strength of schedule. Damn, they've had the third easiest strength of schedule. I can't lie. I gotta put them because I thought they were gonna do better than Stage Piece team. I didn't think they were gonna do better than Paris. I actually gotta put Paris here. No, because OFAB had easier schedule. Now I'm thinking about it. I didn't think they were gonna do better than Paris's team, but they gotta be in front of Paris. But I thought they were gonna do way better than Stage Piece team, and they haven't this season. They may have turned around at the end, but this is like a whole season ordeal. So yeah, they gotta go right here in the C range for me. I don't even know if anybody gonna go in the S right now, because when I first originally made my list, like I have my old list right here, and I was just going off of like, you know, who looked good on paper, who's dominant, like who I think is gonna win it all. But I'm changing it. I'm changing it to see like how, like, you know what I'm saying, the season, how they season went, and how I thought it was gonna go originally in my head. Like I didn't think Two Tac was gonna have the season he had right now in terms of record. Because if we went by record instead of King of the Hill style, you know, Team Two, like, look, these teams would be in there. You know what I'm saying? Look, we'd have Team Two Tac in there. If we went by record, these teams would be in there. Okay, and these teams wouldn't. So I gotta go by what, you know what I'm saying, my expectations. But at the same time, I gotta go by King of the Hill a little bit. That's why the Twins is there, because they're number one and they get it done in big games. Big games, they need to get it done, they get it done. Or it could be just against Blix. Okay, now Team Meter Man Lows. Shit, at the beginning of the season, the way I saw they was playing, I thought they was gonna do good together. I don't know, I thought No Travel was better. Like, it's not even a knock to him, because anybody that's in the league is good. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to be in a 1v1 league, especially now. It's not as easy to get in as it used to be. So with No Travel, I thought he was going to be way better, and it seems like it seemed like a lot of internal issues happened with that team. So like, I gotta put them down here with the number, you know, F. Overall, they season, the way they had the crown the first season, they was talking this and that. I thought it was gonna be, you feel me? But yeah, that quickly turned around. There's a 13th team when it comes to record, and then their strength of schedule, they've had the 14th. Okay, 14th easy. So I mean, you know what I'm saying, their schedule, they've had not, like, their schedule hasn't been so hard, and they aren't performing terribly. All right, Team Miami 2K, off rip, I already know this one an F, because these two teams were front running crazy at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, they were front run crazy, and then I had to give them their respect, but that quickly turned around and went to shit. I think Miami 2K not having a V2 account anymore for half their season, low-key really threw their season in the gutter. Really in the gutter. Then Slump going to guard when I know Slump really didn't want to go to guard, but he doing it off the strength of just he wanting to win, so he would do anything for his team to win. I respect Slump in that sense because, you know what I'm saying? I know he went to lengths, you know what I'm saying, to do a lot of stuff for his team to try to win. He would try anything. Like, Slump didn't play guard. He was labbing it to even do it. I mean, to even see if it'll work. But it just didn't work out. I think this team goes to the gutter and they need to go back and redraft. And I would actually like to see Slump as a captain, you know what I'm saying? And see how he ends up like in that role. Because I feel like he's a captain. I don't feel like he's a player pool player. You know what I'm saying? Because he's more vocal. He's more the vocal one and the more, you know, in front, like leader of the team. I felt like when I seen that team. All right, Team Iggy Mo. I unexpectedly thought Iggy Mo was gonna do good. I unexpectedly thought Iggy Mo was gonna do better. Iggy Mo's schedule. I mean, he has had the 5th hardest schedule, but they're 13 and 20. Okay, so that means like when they match up against the good people, I don't know what he had Chad's card low key, but Chad not really, because Chad turned around and beat him. Like after Iggy Mo beat him what, like 3 times, Chad beat him 2 times after that, or it might have been 3. So Team Iggy Mo, I thought they was gonna do better than Young Dirk's team, and they did in my eyes. Well, hold on. I don't know. I feel like if you match the Young Dirk and Iggy Mo up right now, I think, you know what I'm saying, Young Dirk, Iggy Mo. I mean, Iggy Mo was belting that team, and I feel like Iggy Mo, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I can't. These two teams are really interchangeable for what their season was. Really interchangeable. But if I looked and seen, I ain't gonna lie, I would have thought a Young Dirk season would have been better than Iggy Mo's after I started seeing Young Dirk like hooping and stuff. So I gotta give Iggy Mo the edge over Dirk. Team Dribbling, this is kind of like one of these 3 teams at the beginning of the season was front running crazy. You would think they was gonna be dominant for weeks to come, but it's like that shit ended really quickly. It was like a little, you know what I'm saying, honeymoon phase at the beginning of the season. They was winning, it was talking. Uzi was really, Uzi, you my guy, but man, you was really front running, man. The 90%, that was what you was putting the strength of your game on. And once that 90% dropped to 80, we started seeing the front running dying down a little bit. Then we started seeing chemistry issues and all that. But I thought y'all was gonna do better. The way you was talking, the way the beginning of the season was, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a dominant team to come. I thought you was really the god pop for 1 second, because you was shooting like lights out, like I really did. But I found out that shit was fake. I'm not gonna lie, I found out it was fake. Now, like I said, none of y'all should really take what I'm saying and really like, Uzi, you shouldn't take what I'm saying and, you know what I'm saying, like be like, oh, what the like, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, cause I retired. Dribbling retired me. I respect that. My last matchup as a 1v1 me partner was against Dribbling, best of 7 on the ones, and I went to game 7 on the West and I fumbled it bad. I'm not gonna lie. So Dribbling retired me. I respect him because he's the one who retired me from the league. You always gotta respect somebody that retired you from any profession that you was doing, and Dribbling retired me, so I respect him on your team. But I thought you would have been better, because Dribbling really never ever did no front running talking like, oh, we the best, this, that. He just came out and hooped. So like, I wasn't really expecting too much from him, but for you, at the same time, we could go to like team leaderboards. Let's go to like, wait, not team leaderboards. Where's it at? Player leaderboards. And you was heavily riding on your 3-point percentage because you was number 1 for a week or like 2. You was sitting at 90%. You was like, nobody's doing that. And now let's see, where have you ended up at the end of the season? Where I don't even see your name. Hold on. Did he just drop out of the list? Hold on. You're 20 now with a 56. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the real God Pop. That is this man up here. Swag X Godly. I'm not even trying to glaze. This is the real God Pop. That's why he has Godly in his name. I'm not even trying to glaze. He's the real God Pop. Like, you know what I'm saying? You claiming that God Pop, front running, that shouldn't be a thing, okay? Especially going into next season. Is be humble, all right, little bro? I really, you know I mess with you. You know you my dog, all right? Now, Team Drew DF. I ain't gonna lie, they exceeded my expectations. I thought this team was gonna be a gutter team. But Drew he's one bad man, okay? That is one bad man, especially now I've seen him. Like, he's gone home. There's a big difference from Drew at home and Drew at school. And I've noticed that in these couple of days when I seen him going home, going against the Twins. I noticed that whenever I seen him going against who did he go against last? Let me see real quick. Let me pull it up on the iPad so I got facts. I seen it whenever he went against the Twins. I seen it when he went against Iggy Mo. It's a real big difference when he at home and then whenever he's at school. So I feel like him being at school would be holding back his true potential, but he's got it done with ISF. He had the very last pick in the draft. ISF was not a center. ISF actually, I feel like gets, blamed a lot for stuff that, he just might not know because he's not a seasoned vet on center. You know what I'm saying? And Drew DF, his record is what? He had the 5th best record, 19-14. He's still up there for what he has. So overall, I gotta put him in the A. I gotta put him in an A where Takeover season is. You know what I'm saying? These two are really interchangeable. But I really didn't believe in slump over. I really didn't believe in OC Gritty more than I didn't believe in ISF. To be honest, no, I'm lying. I didn't believe in ISF at a damn thing. I knew he was an ISO guard last year. I know he wasn't a center. I really didn't believe in that shit at all. Okay, I really didn't. But I'm not even gonna lie. I believe more in OC Gritty than I did in ISF. No, I just didn't want to knock I like that, but because I really messed with I. Like, I was really great last year, like on 24. But yeah, I did not think Drew was gonna do it, especially the way they shit started. Drew raged in his game 1, they first matchup. So like, yeah, these teams got to get A's to me. All right. D-Nell, look, this one is a tough one. You know what I'm saying? D-Nell, like, this one a tough one. D-Nell is 6-13. He has 19 games played. He doesn't have nowhere near a lot of these teams' games played. He only has 19. But at the same time, his strength of schedule has been super easy. You know what I'm saying? Super easy. I don't know if that's plays into because him not having games, but I can't argue with the facts and I can't argue with what's happened. That's been the worst team right now. I thought they was gonna turn around, but that's been the worst team. And it's not even like I blame Dino or anything. It's because the season he had with him having to change teammates mid-season, him not being able to play for 2 to 3 weeks. It's unfair. I know putting him at an F, but it's like that's just the way it has to go, because it's like you did have a chance to turn around, but Hoggy and him, it just doesn't seem like it's worked out. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like it's worked out. They're the worst ranked team. They have the worst ranked record. I feel like if he still had BP, he wouldn't have been an F. They would have exceeded my expectations. So that's why I don't blame him for that. But I gotta just, go where what I know and what I've seen. All right, and what I've seen right now is like it's not been there. It's not been there. But like I said, I don't blame D-Nell for it. I think maybe next season, whenever he starts off, gets a fresh start, it will be a better season. But yeah, for right now, that's where I gotta put him. All right. Now, Team Chad Benz. Now, Team Chad Benz. Okay. 30-13. 30-13. Not almost a 70 win percent. 43 games played. They strength the schedule. They've had the 8th hardest strength of schedule. They've been a dominant team all year. 30-13. You can't argue with that facts. Chad been a good guard. Casey, Casey been working around Chad however Chad wants him to work. They don't argue, they don't complain. We never seen them fight one time. Right now, they're currently sitting at number 8, and that's really because the King of the Hill system, it's a little flawed. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little flawed. And that's the reason why. Because literally, if we went by just schedule, their record, you know what I'm saying, they would be in there. They would have been in the playoffs by the time middle of the season for sure. So like, really, this team is honestly, it's not really exceeded my expectations, but it's really just like, let me see again. 30 and only 13 losses out of 43 games played. I can't lie, and it's way better than a lot of the other teams. They have almost the most games played. They're like tied for third in games played. 30-13, very dominant season. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give them the S. Because they've low-key exceeded. I didn't think they was gonna go 30-13. Like, when I still look at the record, I don't think they was gonna go 30-13. I didn't think they was gonna be that dominant. Like, as much as a lot of people said, I didn't think they was gonna be that dominant. I really, like, coming into the season, I didn't. You know why? And it's not a knock to KC, but I didn't believe in the KC at first. The KC hype. I wasn't believing it at first, but you know what I'm saying? They get it done. 30-13. They're well-rounded. Obviously the best team of the season. Have been like that. It's just the playoff, the King of the Hill style got them at 7, but they have a chance of being up there. Team Blix. Now, Blix, you know, I've known you probably for a while, probably longer than everybody else. Honestly, you got to be with Team Quickster in the high B. Like I said, it's not based off of what, you know what I'm saying? It's not based off of what I think your team is, because I think your team is an S tier team. I think Chad Benz is an S tier team. If I went off what I thought your team was, then like this list would be whole different. It's not based off what I think your team is. It's what it's been this season. All right, what it's been and what y'all have done. Y'all 22-15. But Streaky's done better than you. You know, Streaky's done better than you. I thought you and Shanex was gonna do better. Like I thought Two Tac gave you the blessing of the life, giving you Shanex. But at first, at the beginning of the season, we seen the struggles. The Twins have had your card all year, low key. I ain't gonna lie, I just expected you guys to kind of be up there with Chad, like when it comes to record. I don't know why, I just did. I really did. You know what I'm saying? Some of the L's you done took, like the losing streaks and then this and that, I thought y'all was gonna do better. All right. So that's why this is the list I have. It's really just off my expectations of who and where I thought everybody was gonna be in the season. And you know, that was my explanation to it. All right. This was a pretty long video. So that's why I had the shades on. This is my tier list of how teams like exceeded. Like if y'all wanted me to do like what like the teams like their rank, I could rank them, but like this is just what my expectations was from them off the season. You know, these teams have been A, these teams been B from what I've expected from them. This team's been S from what I expected them from C, D, and F. You know, but hey, man, appreciate it, love every single one of y'all. That was my tier list right there. Be your boy, everybody's favorite uncle on YouTube and in the 1v1v community, Uncle HK. I'm out.